This tutorial is on Copy Forward on the iPad. This tutorial will cover using Copy Forward from the patient chart, the differences on the visit note overview, confirming and editing details that copied forward. Once a visit has been documented and finalized for a patient, when they return the following year, you will have the ability to copy their visit forward and document the differences for the current visit. You cannot copy forward a preliminary visit or a visit that has had charges sent as a status. The visit has to be finalized to copy forward. From the patient's chart, locate the visit you wish to copy from and choose the Copy Forward hyperlink. From the visit overview, the progress bar at the top will have arrows. These arrows are identifying that this is a visit that's been copied forward. The visit tiles show copy forward and the date, November 14th of 2016. Orange is representing areas that have not yet been confirmed or updated, and once they're confirmed and updated, these will turn green. You can touch the arrow in the progress bar or above the dotted line to open up a confirmation window. So let's review the chief complaint. This is the confirmation window. We see the chief complaint that was documented from November 14th of 2016. I can either edit or confirm this section. You can confirm by section or confirm all sections. You can collapse or expand the sections by touching the arrow key. The very first section will always be expanded on each confirmation window. So if I touch Chief Complaint, that collapses. If I touch again, it expands. I can collapse all or confirm all here at the top. So if I collapse all, I can then expand all. The number in parentheses is just telling me how many sections were documented within the Chief Complaint. If this Chief Complaint is still accurate, we can confirm, and that's going to change and say updated November 16th, 2017. Let's go in and review the review of systems. So we'll select Edit, and maybe we want to change this from Mark All Reviewed to Mark Custom Reviewed, because last time the patient was a new patient and we didn't do a complete thorough review of systems this visit. And maybe they're not having any poor vision today. So we can make our changes here and save the review of systems. Notice the chief complaint area is now green, and our arrow on the progress bar has now changed to a green check mark. We've documented all the areas and confirmed this section. We also show that it's been updated with today's date. Now, if we want to go to the vision exam, this is only going to list the sections that were documented in the previous visit. So again, here we have an edit and confirm. If I touch the wearing RX, it's showing the wearing RX information here. I can choose edit on any of the sections, and it takes us right into the vision exam area. In the upper left-hand corner, you'll see where it says back to confirmation. This is available within each of the sections, and that will take you back to that confirmation window. However, it will not save any changes you've made in the sections if you've not saved that information first. Within the vision exam, just follow your normal workflow here. So if you need to add a new wearing RX, you can choose Add Eyeglasses. This is the wearing RX that pulled forward from the previous visit. So you could select Edit here, and you could make modifications here. So maybe they came in wearing the final glasses from the last visit. So we're going to go to View Import Refractions, and maybe we want to pull that final RX and import that in because that's what they're wearing. We can go over to the visual acuity, we can modify the visual acuity details, and then save that information. Under the auto refraction, Same thing. So if you need to add a new auto refraction, you can add a refraction, or you can edit the current auto refraction. And as I'm tabbing through each of these sections, that is also confirming all the data entered from the previous visit. So as we're selecting each section, it's just going to automatically confirm. So I don't have to keep going back and forth to the confirmation window. I'm just going to use my regular normal workflow here. We can mark pupils' visual field motility normal here. That's automatically going to document the pupils' motility visual field section for us, so we wouldn't necessarily have to go into each of those areas. If we go to IOP, this is the IOP documented from the past visit. If we want to add in a new one, you may want to delete the old one and document the new, but if the measurements are still the same, this has been updated to today's date and time. If we dilate it, we'll go to dilation. We'll use those same drops. If they're not the same drops, we can delete these out by touching the dashes and add in new dilation drops. If we go back to the overview screen, you'll notice the vision exam is still orange. So we didn't go into all of the areas, and to find out what we missed, we can go back here to vision exam. And here we see all these sections that have been updated, but notice the refractions in the contact lens area have not been updated. And I did that purposely. So if you did forget an area, it's going to know that. So we can go here and edit. And we can edit this refraction. We can delete it out, add in a new one. Or if this is the same prescription, everything is still good, we could create our final RX here. We could go into the contact lens trials, and if we needed to create a final RX from this trial, maybe this is what they're wearing, they're still using those lenses, we can create a final here or add a new one in. If I go back to overview, now we notice the vision exam is green and it has a green check mark, and it is showing that it was updated today. You will not be allowed to finalize a visit until all of the sections have been confirmed. So if I try to finalize this visit now, a little warning window will come up because I've not confirmed all the sections yet. So it knows that it's a copy forwarded exam, and you're not going to be allowed to finalize anything until you've gone in and reviewed everything. So we can go here to the ocular exam. Notice that it's showing us all of the exam details. It's showing all the findings we documented from the last visit, as well as the CD ratios. We could confirm this here if we are doing that dilated exam and everything in the exam details is going to be the same. Notice how that turned green and updated. We can also go over here to the impressions and plans, and we're seeing the confirmation. So we did an external drawing last visit, we did blepharitis, we also did myopia. So here I'm going to choose that I want to edit because I need to make some modifications here. That's actually going to take me straight into the quick impression edit. So last visit we documented blepharitis for both eyes. Here's all of our findings. If we needed to remove any findings, we could select the findings link here. And maybe we need to get rid of the meibomian inspissation. So to do that, we're just simply going to touch the dash under action to remove that information and then select done. If we go back to quick impression edit, we're going to notice that that information has now been removed. We did still counsel the patient regarding the blepharitis. We did not need to do any over-the-counter regimen for this, so let's say we delete that out. We don't need that plan. We're not writing a prescription today, so we're going to delete that as well. And we're not going to do any external photos. So now I'm just simply modifying what I did last visit and documenting the information for this visit. I am going to resume the diagnosis on the blepharitis because it was documented as a new diagnosis last visit. We're going to change that to status, and we're going to document improved. I'm going to go back to Quick Impression Edit. The other diagnosis we documented was myopia. It too was documented as a new diagnosis. We did counseling. We wrote a prescription for glasses. We did do that today, so we're going to leave that the same. We don't need to resume. We did do a refraction. However, we did not do a contact lens assessment, so we'll delete that out. We do want them to return in a year for their dilated fundus exam. And under blepharitis, we maybe don't need them to follow up with us in a couple months, so we can actually delete that out as well. I'm going to resume the diagnosis on the myopia. It was labeled a new diagnosis last visit, so now we're going to change that and we'll say it's stable. Last visit also had drawings done. And if we need to remove those drawings, in the upper left-hand corner, we're going to select Edit Glyphs. And in the Edit Glyphs window, we see the different drawings that were done. So in the upper right-hand corner of each drawing, we're going to touch the X to remove that drawing. So we'll delete both of those out, and then we can select Exam to go back into the exam room. So now we don't see those drawing tools here any longer. If we save our visit note, we now notice that all of the different tiles are green. If I touch here under the impressions and plans, we don't see those drawing tools listed here any longer because we removed those out. So we now see that each tile is updated with today's date. Those tiles are all green. We have our billing here at the bottom of the screen. We could go ahead and send the RXs over to the practice management. And we could also choose to send our fees over to the practice management. And if we're ready to finalize, we can choose Finalize Visit. Thank you for listening. We hope you found this tutorial useful. Please visit our support community to view additional tutorials.